I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, am the Prinzessin der
I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. With injustice deliciously squared. Be prepared!
Everybody!
Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play.
I do worry about the well-being of my retinue during my impromptu absence.
I'm sure the good people of the Adventurers Guild are absolutely fine, mein Fräulein.
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, am the Prinzessin der
But thick as you are, pay attention! I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. With injustice
I hear the voice
deliciously
of
squared.
fate,
Be
speaking my name in humble supplication.
Sit, Pumpkin. Sit. Sit. Firecracker, sit. Good boy. Birdie's been spotted, yes.
I know it
May the
sounds
glory of
sordid,
the
but you'll be
Prinzessin bring light
rewarded
to
when
this
at last
world.
I am given my dues. With injustice deliciously squared. Be prepared! I'm bent, I'm so scared that I'll never get put back together.
I do worry about the well-being of my retinue during my impromptu absence.
I'm sure the good people of the Adventurers Guild are absolutely fine, mein Fräulein.
¿Quieres comida? Muy bien, siéntate muy bien. Si quieres comida, tienes que sentar muy bien, muy bien. Firecracker, siéntate.
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, am the Prinzessin der
But thick as you are, pay attention! Woohoo!
May the glory of the Prinzessin bring light to this world. created another universe and founded
What's
paradise.
that, Pumpkin?
For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin de I created another universe and founded paradise.
Hey,
For
welcome
I,
back, Manglers.
Fischl,
Here we're
and
going
the
to continue with
Prinzessin
Genshin
de
Impact. We got a little bit more of this events that are about to expire, and we'll see what we can take from there. Here's sounds like the game's been going for a while. I think I'm go ahead and pull that up. All right, we are in the city. I was doing some conversions of items over here, and it says there's a daily quest. We might as well knock out the daily quest while we're standing here, and then we'll go ahead and continue with the regularly planned stars and stories and whatever. I might even, if I'm feeling brave, I might try the leveling up, depending on how it goes. The whole world thing from 6 to 7. This prescription is just getting weirder. How's Anna doing? Oh, it's you. Well, it might sound hard to believe. Anna says she's been feeling much better. Doctor's prescription really working? It's curious to believe it myself. Regardless whether it's true or not, best to keep going. Prescription is this time is thick condensate of hydro slime. Sounds normal enough. Really? I actually think the opposite is true. Well, it's easy to find. Thick condensate defeat large slimes. Lure large slimes out, constantly defeating the smaller ones. Kind of a combat skill. I'm counting on you. I wonder when they're going to do skills other than potions. I keep doing these non-scout ones. Maybe I need to like change some settings or do some quests. There's some slimes.
Oz, reveal thyself!
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
As a good knight should.
Probably the last. Yeah, they want those ones.
You're toast! Goba, get them!
Those are a huge one.
Time for retribution!
There's our thick stuff. Sure have. Take it to Anna. Cool. Let's see if I can use any of this. I can. Alright. Next, we go to the quest page. I have to finish these stars. It's like a scavenger hunt, basically. Okay, so we got 3 more. And 1 more that has to be unlocked. Probably from after finishing those, you unlock the last one. Okay, this one's right by the oasis. We're looking for a little seed-looking thing. It's green. If you see it, let me know. Cat here. Okay, I think it's down here.
I still have a lot to do with the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
Path here. I was worried for a moment back there. Oh. Move forward and search carefully. Alright, so we're looking for a green seed. Just carefully, this guy doesn't know how to walk. He's like, I'm gonna run. Ah! Just not quite there. So he's going downhill. I wonder if I did this. It says go that way. Ah, turn. That's interesting. I have to jump, it's a diagonal. Huh. Is that it over there to the left? I see something out there. No, it's a blue fairy. I got a fork in the road. Turn right, please. There we go. Aw. That way. I need like binoculars so I can see it. Aha, I see it. We're there. Ta-da! Nice. Good rewards. Next. Probably way down there. Well, let's grab this guy first.
Listen, as long as you stick to your own path, it doesn't matter what Mother Nature throws at you.
By royal decree!
Leave it all to me.
Midnight Phantasmagoria! Nice and spicy!
Burn!
Nice.
Time to clean up. I must leave no stone unturned.
Retribution!
Eat this! Leave it all to me. Someone needs assistance. I'll catch up.
At the frying pan!
Big ones.
Oz for
Burn!
nice and spicy!
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we're free to look around. There it is. Cha-ching. That one was quick. This last one's probably going to be the quickest. Let Paimon see. It says observe the change in your environment carefully. There's a hint. There's a wind current that just appeared. Future star thing. Okay. Let's try wind current. We got trees. This looks like something they want me to climb.
We'll need more where that came from.
No arguing with that. We'll take this one over here. Got it. It was right above me. How lucky is that? That was even faster. Now it said to talk to Anya. Oh, the kid, right. How's it going? You found all the future stars? Got all 6 right here. Yay, now we can go summon the great future star. Be sure to prepare yourself before we set off. Unexpected things may happen when we summon the great future star. Every time I attempt something special, unexpected things happen, so I'm more than well prepared now. You should be careful too. Last time I fired a great golden skyscraping arrow while at home, the yard suddenly exploded. If Apple hadn't rushed over and taken Salma and me away, we would have been pretty doomed. Isn't that a bit dangerous? Too dangerous already? Haha, rest assured, in general, all issues fall within acceptable bounds. You just said that your yard exploded. That was big enough of a problem, if you ask Paimon. It'll be fine, don't worry. When you are ready, meet up with me at this location I've marked on the map. I'll be heading there first. Mangler, Paimon's got a bad feeling about this. We better stay alert when we get there. Oh, there's only one mechanism left. I must say the final trial of this seems pretty easy. This time? Yep, the ones I encountered before were way more complicated than this. Some of them required way too many attempts to figure out the only correct solution, and some would even self-destruct if you gave them the wrong solution. Painstaking and truly troublesome. Well, why don't you take it from me? It suddenly occurs to me that I have something else to do. Well, according to my experience, this mechanism should be no different from those basic old mechanisms Salma usually brings back home. You just need to insert all the keys and boom, it'll be unlocked. Banu, have you been dealing with these old weird mechanisms all this time? Yes, I've been to many interesting places with Salma and Apple. We had a lot of fun together. In fact, we always have fun, like when I came out to look for the future stars this time, or whenever I came up with new settings with Salma or encountered situations unexpected. It would be so boring to just wander around the house and do the same things every day. Paimon agrees. We often leave familiar places and go on adventures in new ones, too. We've seen many terrifying things, but we've also had many pleasant surprises, even moments that have stolen our breath away. Exactly, and that's why I'm sure we'll make great friends. But there's one thing I want to know before we continue. I know it can get pretty dangerous playing outside in the wild, regardless of how fun it may be. That's why I come fully prepared. Salma told me that it's important to observe people carefully before I ask them for help, and that I should stay away from the treasure hoarders or any eremite strangers. But you look like a nice person, which is why I asked you for help. Now that you've helped me this much, I cannot let you get hurt because of me. That's my bottom line. If you're scared, it's totally fine. I can solve this mechanism by myself. Scared? Me? Nah, never. That also works. Anyway, insert the 6 stars in the mechanism and there shouldn't be anything to worry about. I knew this would be
Verdict is?
Oh. There's a saber-tooth tiger.
Damn you!
You're toast!
Someone as a good night should. I must leave no stone unturned.
Booba, get them! Wings of darkness, come, sever night from day.
Banu, are you alright? Come on. There was really nothing to worry about. The book you wrote taught me to run away if there was no match for the bad guys, so I did. And Salma, how come you brought Apple with you? Isn't she supposed to be at home guarding the house? Apple was worried about you, so she came along. You know she only listens to you and your mom. There's no way I can persuade her to go back home. Wait a second, what's going on here? Banu seems to know that Rishpo Land tiger jumping out of nowhere. Did she just call it Apple? And that man showing up with that tiger. Oh, Paimon's got a million questions. Allow me to introduce. This klutz here is Salma, author of 50 Things That Every Traveling Scholar Should Know, that book I lent you. I meant to introduce both Salma and Apple to you after the summoning party of the great future star, but just as I expected, something unexpected happened. Well, at least we won't have to go looking for them. The accident was certainly unexpected, but it wasn't bad at all. If only I could be this lucky next time as well. Good day, I'm Salva, Banu's biological father. As for Apple, she's a graceful female Rishbalan tiger and also a significant member of our family. A biological father? What's that supposed to mean? Are you not Banu's father in other respects? That is correct. From my perspective, Banu and I share an equal friendship. In everyday life, we are teammates, people who have divided the household chores between us. Being a father is but the very most insignificant of my identities, and I much prefer being her friend to being her father. I've been listening to your conversation just now, all while hiding in that hole in the ground right beneath that mechanism. Now that I've heard how willing you are to help Banu, I must extend my gratitude to you. You're welcome. While this overly formal way of speaking, no wonder Banu talked to us like that when we first met. Her phrasing and way of doing things are indeed similar to my own. But even as a child, I would say that Banu is a much more impressive person overall. For example, the mixed race she makes is 10,000 times better than the one I make. That alone is superb enough. Therefore I cherish dearly my time spent with such a happy, lively, and marvelous child. Whenever I think of her going into the academia, pulling her hair out till midnight every day in the library, suffering from malnutrition due to irregular meal times over long periods of time, and her hair turning white even before she turns 40, it pains me beyond description. So naturally, before she starts a new life in the academia, I must seize every opportunity to create as many fun memories for her as I can. This Star Seeker's sojourn was designed for this exact purpose as well. Since I'm somewhat acquainted with both ley lines and mechanics, I've made some special arrangements regarding the mechanisms around these parts. Hey Selma, I gotta ask you this. Were you the one who called those monsters out? No, when we were looking for future stars, and just now too? No, I would never. They were all accidents. I only have myself to blame for having put you in danger, all because of my lack of consideration. I actually asked Apple to follow you in secret. As for this young adventurer, he is apparently more than capable, so you are really an unreliable father, you know. What would you do without me and Apple? The two of us have been traveling for a long time, and we've never met a father as strange as you. You believe me to be strange? Well, being strange is one of my key traits, so that was one of the best compliments I could possibly receive. Is that part of your setting, too? Indeed so, otherwise we wouldn't know the difference between me and the tides of human mediocrity in this overpopulated world beef. No matter how strange my words and deeds are, I nonetheless remain an ordinary person in this vast world, and yet I have the freedom to talk nonsense, something that those prestigious sages can only dream of. Is that not such a delight? Don't be fooled by him. Every time he tries to hide something, he'll act like this and start talking nonsense. Anyway, Salma, where is my future star? You said that collecting all 6 future stars and unlocking the final mechanism would bring the great future star out. Where is it then? Relax. I swear I wasn't deceiving you. Look, the great future star is right here. He takes out a star conch from his pocket. This is the great future star, that which has crossed the vast seas of stars come to you after having collected all the future stars. Look, doesn't it have a shining white star in its surface? This star is formed by all the future stars you've collected, and it is your very own great future star. Put it to your ear, to the black opening, and listen carefully. Listen to the sea of stars as it speaks to you. Ooh, this is the great future star? Banu, listen. That's nonsense. This is a star conch. You can find them anywhere on the beaches of Liyue. Oh, well, is star conch its alternative name in another setting? Yes, you could say that. In the settings that many people imagine, this is known as a star conch, and it dwells in the sea. However, in the setting I've created, its name is the Great Future Star. Ah, I get it. It's like the thing from the Academia's dumpster. I call it Banu's Wisdom, but everyone else calls it Aisa's Chaos Perspective. Thank you, Salma. I love the Great Future Star very much. Are we just going to muddle our way through like that? I wouldn't call this muddling exactly. Everyone perceives the world in their own way. And in my very own eyes, this is indeed the great future star that has traveled across the sea of stars to arrive here. Isn't it fun to tap into new ways of seeing the world? Plus, Banu has accepted the name as well. Sounds like sophistry to me. Tap into new ways of seeing the world. So, Mangler, should we start seeing the mints in your bag as Mora? Paimon, please tell me you didn't fall for that. Hey, Paimon just thought it would make our journey much more lighthearted, you know? Please rest assured, the two of you, even I would never utter nonsense when it comes to Mora. I assure you that you'll be duly paid when all this, and that this commission will be worth your while. Please take these as your rewards. Thank you for taking care of Bandit the past few days. Your good deeds shall be remembered forever. And Mora goes. Okay. I got some primos. I'm, I guess, okay with that. Okay, so we could go for Nilu if we wanted to. We could go for Albedo. I kind of want to go for him. He's pretty strong. I think we'll do one round with him. And then I'll save for others. Nope, just one. Lion's Roar. More for Barbara. She's already maxed out, I think. Yep. That is maxed out. She needs some better artifacts. But I have no L for healing, so... Alright. We could do stories. I kind of want to try one time doing the leveling up. Yeah, let's try leveling up one time. We'll get better rewards from everything. Everyone's becoming a little easy for me lately, so let's see what happens. Might have to do this off stream. Maybe.
I don't need an umbrella, but you can use one if you need.
Alright, who should we use? Should we use... We should not use two fires. We should mix it up.
Just what will we come across this time?
Alright, let's try it with these. I'm gonna heal first. He's kind of hurt. And I need him. He'll be my main DPS. The goal is to keep him alive. They recommend I have wind. If this doesn't work, I'm going to switch to Shao.
Scatter! Verticus!
One guy fell. Is he gonna come back? Looks pretty much the same as last time.
Burn! Propagate!
By royal decree!
Terminate!
As a dutiful maid would. Steady as stone. Ugh! I missed a spot.
Time for retribution!
As you wish, maid for
I must leave no stone unturned.
Propagate! Scatter! Burn! Propagate! Spring forth!
Steady as stone.
Oz, reveal thyself!
Scatter!
As a good knight should. Someone needs assistance. But they still need me.
Not a good sign.
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
Propagate!
Hey, we got him. Alright, food, what do we want? We need some more food. I should have stocked up on food before this. I used up all of those goodies.
Time for retribution! Scatter! Germinate! Verdict is...
Wings of darkness! Come, sever night from day!
Retribution!
Not bad. Okay, this is the second to last area. A little different than the last one. This might even be the last area. Uh-oh. It's slow. Internet's gonna be really slow. It's gonna be a challenge.
Pay your dues.
By royal decree!
No rest for the wicked.
Propagate!
Prepare yourself. No escape. Leaving so soon. Prepare yourself. Leaving so soon.
I'll catch up.
No escape. Prepare
I can patch myself up.
No escape.
Propagate!
Is this guy healing himself? Or am I healing him by healing him?
So soon.
We lost our healer.
Oz, reveal thyself! I summon thee!
Prepare yourself.
Verdict is...
I must leave no stone unturned.
By royal decree!
No rest for the wicked.
The insubordinate...
Time for retribution!
Pay your dues.
Leave it all to me.
Prepare yourself.
I'll catch up.
Propagate!
No escape.
This is not the end.
Pay your dues.
Yeah, he's fully healed, so you gotta kill him
Damn
all
you.
at once. You can't partial. I'm just gonna go back there.
No escape.
I've lost 3 or 4 characters.
Prepare yourself.
I must leave no stone unturned.
No escape.
stone.
Prepare yourself. Leaving so soon.
It was my honor to serve you.
Oh, it's gonna be a challenge.
Pay your dues. Prepare yourself.
Burn! My flame!
Lost him. Down to one more. And he's gonna fully heal.
Pay your dues. Leaving so soon.
Alright, so I think we're gonna have to do this one off stream. Unfortunately, I'll make a video, put it on YouTube. It's impossible to do it while it's streaming because it's too slow to react. So, alright. It's just one thing. Alright, let's finish out these daily quests.
Propagate!
Nice. That was quick and easy.
Time for retribution!
Someone needs assistance. Leave it all to me. I'll catch up. Stone. Time to clean up. Leave it all to me.
Verdict is...
Add Thank you for...
Sorry, Catherine.
Add Astra...
Alright, which ones do we want to do next? We've got a whole bunch on here. We could do these quests. These are actually probably the most interesting ones. Let's try this one. Shikanoan Heizou. Trap them by storm.
I still have a lot to do with it here. How about you take a rest while I go back?
What if the Traveler is also unavailable? What am I supposed to do?
Well, that's your problem. It was your choice to get into this mess. Oh, but fortunately for you, it appears your savior has just arrived.
Ah, Traveler. Great, you made it.
Don't worry, I'm available.
Well, it's not like you were ever really busy to begin with.
Songo? Compared to the Traveler, you're the one who has too much free time.
No, I'm very busy. I'm busy standing here. I have to stand here all day.
Even if it's a commission you're unwilling to take, your excuse is just pathetic.
Commission you're unwilling to take?
Yes, that's why I've asked you to come over. Allow me to explain. A key member of the Tenryou Commission has recently gone missing. No one has seen them, and their whereabouts are currently unknown. The Tenryou Commission has entrusted us to find this person discreetly because it would be a hassle for them to look for this person openly for a variety of reasons. Their name is...
Kujosara. That's right. The General has gone missing.
If the General was really missing, the Tenryou Commission would have flipped Inazuma on its head by now. And do you think they would only commission us for a case like that? Please ignore Songo's nonsense, Traveler. In fact, the missing person's name is Shikanoan Heizou. He works as a special detective at the police station. Although his rank is merely a doshin, he is quite competent and held in high regard by the police station.
Do they think he's more competent than me?
We get that you don't want to help Sango, but could you at least try not to make things more difficult here? Sorry, Traveler. Even though I accepted the commission, as you can see, Sango's less than thrilled to be involved in this case.
Does the pay is too low? Are too few cute clues?
Nope, not even close. If you really want to know why, it's because I absolutely refuse to deal with that brat's nonsense. The only news that could make me happier than Shikanoin has gone missing would be Shikanoin has been missing for 100 years.
Needless to say, Sango and Heizou have a bit of a history.
I see what you mean, they're competitors.
Well, it's a little more serious than that. According to Sango, Heizou was an obstacle in her path to the Temple of Truth.
Like a yappy dog that was constantly in the way.
Even though Heizou has a unique personality, he's actually a nice guy. Really, I've learned a lot from him. So I can't just ignore this case, even if Sango doesn't approve. At the very least, I could entrust the commission to someone capable and trustworthy, like you, Traveler.
I see, so you're outsourcing it to me.
Huh? No, it's not like that. Listen, I'll pay the entire amount originally promised by the Tenryou Commission, and I'll even personally throw in some additional funds. I'm really hoping you can take this commission, Traveler. If Heizou truly is in danger, I know he'll be safer with you by his side.
Are you close with him?
Actually, we get along great. But Sango has always asked me to keep my distance and not to act like I know him in public settings. So, when people ask, I usually just say I've met Shikanoin a few times. If it hadn't been for today's incident, well, let's not get into that. Anyway, could you please help look for him?
Understood, I'll head there immediately.
Well, that's about all I have to tell you. Oh, please take this commission letter from the police station. If you find Heizou, return there and report back to them.
Ask around. It's really far away. Really far away.
Oh, it's you! The captain of Swordfish 2? My name is Shibata. I'm in charge of the watch here. May I inquire as to what the captain needs?
I'm here for information about a specific individual. You tell him about the commission to find.
So his name is Shikanoin Heizou, huh? Yes, I'm familiar with the detective. He used to stroll around the area. Her Excellency had assigned me to keep a close eye on him at the time, fearing that he would do something unpleasant, but I eventually realized that he acted more like he was on a trip or something. Come to think of it, I believe he was recently spotted in the area east of the Sanganamiya Shrine. Please feel free to go there and take a look for yourself.
He's been captured.
Come on, you guys. I'm nothing but a poor tourist with empty pockets. Please, you can just let me go.
Shut up, you scapegoat!
Steady as stone.
To the ferry, finally,
As a good knight should.
To the ferry. Burn! Finally,
Well, well, look who it is. I was wondering who could be valiant enough to wipe the floor with these guys so easily. Turns out it was the distinguished traveler. Really, I can't thank you enough.
Have we met?
Of course I was aware of you long before you arrived in Inazuma. Though the Sakoku decree managed to keep the country locked up, it wasn't able to stop the incredible stories about you. Every day, all of those little stories would come scurrying over to my desk, like files with little feet. I was actually thinking about going to meet you once I wrapped up the business at hand. Who would have guessed that you'd show up first? I got so excited I nearly forgot to introduce myself. The name's Shikanoin Heizou, Special Detective of the Tenryou Commission. It's a pleasure to meet you, Traveler. I wish you all the best on your journey through Teyvat, by the way.
I've been commissioned to come find you.
Huh. I guess that means I've taken over as the main character in your story today. I've always heard that you take commissions from all kinds of people, helping everyone out with everything you can imagine. So now it's my turn to take your help, huh? Don't mind if I do.
Aren't you curious about whose commission it is?
That was already obvious to me. It's no coincidence that you've arrived here, because that would be the stuff of an epic novel. The two protagonists of the story both travel to Watatsumi Island by chance and cross paths as if by fate. The traveler from afar heroically rescues the weak and defenseless detective from the clutches of the ruthless Nobushi. Traveler, you are so dreamy. Unfortunately, though, I don't believe in coincidences. So, guessing you came to me on the police station's commission, didn't you?
How'd you know that?
I'm a detective. Can you guess what gave it away?
Did you deduce it from my demeanor? You're an oracle. Did you deduce it from what I said? Did you deduce it from what I'm wearing? I'll say you're an oracle.
Sounds like you already have some ideas about the work of a detective. Let me ask you this. What's that your little sidekick is holding? If I'm not mistaken, it's a commission letter from the police station.
Behind you, your little sidekick hastily gets out the commission.
Paimon's just here to take a look. And hey, who are you calling a little sidekick? Paimon was worried he might be in danger, so Paimon came to help. Why are you two staring at Paimon? Is Paimon not supposed to be here?
I'm not staring, I'm just taking a look.
Yeah, I'm also just taking a look.
He can look, but you can't.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. After all, this is the first time I've seen a voice. I must admit, I'm most intrigued.
Huh? Voice? What are you talking about?
A vision is an external magical focus, right? Well, similarly, a voice is an external voice box. I've heard that the Traveler isn't very talkative, but given how chatty you are, you must be his voice, right?
That sounds awful! Paimon's not somebody's voice! Paimon's emergency food! Wait! Oh, Paimon's so upset she can't think straight! Paimon is Paimon! How dare you give Paimon such a terrible nickname? We came here to rescue you, but you actually opened the cage yourself. You were only pretending to be captured by the Nobushi, weren't you? Pretty suspicious if you ask Paimon. Come out with it, mister. What kind of schemes are you up to?
Sheesh. For someone who says they don't want to be a voice, you sure do talk a lot.
Yes, I'd also like to know what you're doing here, Detective Heizou.
Well, let me think for a moment. Yes, all this started a long time ago, during the war. Kujo Takayuki, who was head of the Tenryou Commission at the time, had secretly asked me to investigate the military capabilities of Sangonomiya. But I had already grown tired of the guy for a while, so I simply treated the trip as a paid vacation. I had heard that Watatsumi Island is really beautiful. As for the mission, I thought I'd just come up with some random excuses or whatever when I reported back. But guess what? The first night I arrived on Watatsumi Island, I had a dream. The dream contained only one message, an echo resounding from the depths of the earth that kept ringing in my ears, saying, "Something vital is missing on this island." Isn't that bizarre? Something vital has gone missing on this island. Has something evaporated into thin air? What could it be?
Paimon bets it must be something delicious. You know, because the soil of Watatsumi Island can't grow crops. There's a shortage of food here.
Oh, food, huh? How about you, traveler? What do you think is missing?
Missing Paimon. Maybe it was just a dream. Missing a deity. Missing music. I'll say Paimon.
Perhaps Watatsumi Island doesn't value your little partner as much as you do.
Well, as long as the traveler still appreciates Paimon, then that's fine.
Interestingly, I didn't have the same dream again after I left this place, so I became even more intrigued. Was this really just some random dream? Some people believe that dreams represent the divine's helping hand, which I suppose is understandable. However, if you ask me, dreams have nothing to do with the gods. Instead, they are flashes of intuition. It was my intuition telling me that there was something important about this island that, poof, suddenly vanished. So I decided to accept this little commission from my intuition and investigate to see if I could come up with any compelling findings. Unfortunately, the investigation has had little progress up to this point.
Does it have anything to do with these Nobushi?
Who knows? I felt there was something peculiar about them, so I pretended to get captured to see if there were any leads that would surface. And that's when you showed up.
Sorry for interfering with your
Nah, don't
plans.
worry about it. These guys were just a bunch of small fries. Besides, your arrival is much more important to me. I have a feeling you can help me find the answer to my dream. So how would you like to partner up on this one? We can work together to solve the mystery.
But I have a commission to fulfill, and I'll have to bring you back for it.
Yes, of course, I understand. But let me ask one more question. Did the police station say they are looking for me because of something important?
No, they didn't.
Well, then it's probably nothing major. Most likely they're short on staff or something petty like that, and they happen to remember their model employee. So since we're already here, why don't we just solve this puzzle together? Once everything is settled, I'll gladly accompany you back to the police station, or anywhere else you'd like to go. What do you think?
I'm curious about your dream, but it's my duty to bring you back. Your dream's really out there, so I think I should bring you back first. There's someone concerned for your safety. Okay, I'm curious about your dream. I'll assist your investigation. I think your dream's really out there, but I'll tag along since you're determined to stay.
It's a deal then, partner. So, let's get started, shall we? First, we can search the camp for clues.
Ooh, what's the shiny thing? Oh, it's a Sango Pearl! Hey, isn't this Crystal Mirror?
So, have you found anything?
So I found a bunch of marrow and pearl.
Yes, I've found pretty much the same. And there really are a lot.
Aren't these all super expensive? Oh, these must be the valuable things that went missing from the island! That's it! The Nobushi must have stolen them all!
I don't know if I'd go that far. The Nobushi would be very hard-pressed to find many opportunities to get their hands on commodities like these.
Huh? What do you mean? Did the Nobushi gather all this themselves?
No, that's unlikely. Crystal marrow is a rare material for crafting weapons, and Sango pearls are an even more precious commodity. Here's what I think. Due to Watatsumi's poor soil, the island's economy is quite fragile and heavily reliant on the trade of these special resources. So, it's absolutely vital that they keep them under lock and key and well out of the Nobushi's reach. Which means they got lucky with a huge batch like this. My guess is they ambushed a caravan. If we go ask around the Sangonomiya Shrine, we can find out if there have been any recent instances of caravans being plundered.
I know someone at the shrine. Follow me.
Perfect. I knew you'd be a huge help.
Well, duh! The Traveler is Paimon's companion after all.
Captain, I see you found the detective.
Watatsumi Island sure is a beautiful place. I don't think I could ever leave.
You can stay as long as you like, granted you don't cause any trouble, that is. Her Excellency has stated that all friendly visitors are welcome.
I'd like to know whether any merchants or caravans have recently reported incidents of stolen goods.
Incidents of stolen goods? Not that I'm aware of. Her Excellency has recently launched several measures to boost the economy, including the development of trade routes and establishing our own caravans. Troops have also been deployed to protect them, so it is only reasonable to assume that the current trade routes are already very safe. Any looting or theft would be practically unthinkable.
That's strange. Then where did the Nobushi get those goods from?
Huh? You mean you found goods of unknown origin?
Yep, and it's all Sango pearls and crystal marrow, so we know it's local.
Could there have really been a theft that hasn't been reported? That shouldn't be the case. Well, perhaps you could go ask Todoroki. He's responsible for the caravans and is usually in the village at night preparing the goods. If something has happened, he should know about it.
Great. Thank you for all the info.
Hey, Traveler! It's been a while. I've missed you. Why didn't you inform me that you'd be coming over today?
General Goro.
You're dismissed, Shibata. You may go about your other duties while I catch up with the Traveler.
Yes, General Goro.
I overheard you discussing a case of stolen goods. Is that right?
That's right! We found a lot of Watatsumi's valuable products in a Nobushi camp!
Give the items you found to Goro.
I see. So you've come to ask if we know of any relevant cases. Well, I'm ashamed to say that, yes, the caravans have been plundered. And not just once, I'm afraid. We had already dispatched additional forces to protect the caravans, yet the crooks still managed to get away with the goods.
And you're concerned that if this kind of news were to get out, it would undermine the confidence of other caravans. So you didn't make it public, and instead kept the news to only a select few.
That's correct. I never expected you to be so concerned about Watatsumi's affairs, Detective Heizou.
Just a force of habit, really. As a detective, I notice these kinds of things.
Oh, so you two already know each other?
Actually, I've only heard of Detective Heizou from the soldiers' reports. We've never met in person.
Darn it. You're right. Now that you mention it, I've been on Watatsumi Island all this time and still haven't properly introduced myself. Man alive, please forgive me. It's a pleasure to meet you, General Goro. I'm Shikanoin Heizou of the Tenryo Commission.
Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you too. I'd like to express my gratitude to you for stepping in and helping recover those goods.
Don't mention it. You never know what you'll find when you're out for a stroll. But if the source of the problem is not addressed, I'm afraid this sort of situation will continue cropping up for you.
Yes, of course. Not only have we reassured the affected caravans, but we also dispatched personnel to investigate the culprits. The reports indicated that the stolen goods were being delivered to a merchant of the International Trade Association named Godot. It all seems pretty unusual. We suspect that there are bigger players behind Godot, and that their target is none other than Watatsumi Island's valuable resources. But unfortunately, it would be difficult for us to investigate further, given that
Rito, the island where the International Trade Association is located, is not part of your territory, yes. They have cleverly picked their base of operations.
I can see you catch on quickly, Detective Heizou.
It's my guess that you're telling us this because you're going to ask us to assist you in finding who's behind all this, right?
You're always thinking one step ahead. Yes, those were exactly my intentions. And of course, we will prepare a generous reward for you. The recent end of the war, trade and commerce have now become an important component of Watatsumi Island's development. Ensuring safety of the trade routes is critical, and we can't afford any further incidents. So, will you please help Watatsumi Island, Detective Heizou?
I'm willing to assist, but it all depends on what he wishes.
It's my duty.
Great! With both Detective Heizou and the Traveler on the case, I'm sure it'll be solved in no time. The situation is now in your capable hands. I look forward to hearing your report when you get back.
All right, we'll take care of it. Traveler, let's go discuss where to head from here.
Hey, why are we talking way over here? Oh, you're not trying to get away from Goro so he can't overhear us, are you?
Very perceptive. Seems even Paimon has her moments. Let me ask you, do you believe in intuition?
Huh? Intuition? Where are you going with this?
My intuition tells me that General Goro is lying.
What? How could you say that? Although he did seem a little on the serious side today, but Goro's a good guy.
Good people can be deceptive, too. After all, everyone has their secrets.
What makes you say that?
Well, in my opinion, the timing of his appearance was a little too coincidental. Sangonomiya soldiers have been keeping an eye on me for the entire time I've been on Watatsumi Island, yet I had never seen General Goro even once. But today he came out and met with us, and even commissioned us to investigate a case.
Maybe that's because the Traveler is here today, and Goro thinks he's more capable.
Really? Huh. Then that makes things even more peculiar. If there are powerful players behind this case, and he needs to draw upon external support, then he should have taken action sooner rather than wait until today. The more plausible explanation is that the items we discovered are linked with some unspeakable secret, and he had to intervene to prevent us from digging any deeper. Then he put up a smokescreen to mislead us. I surmise that investigating the Merchant Godot on retail will yield no results.
Whoa, are you serious? But this is all just a hunch you have, right?
Actually, there is another key factor behind my reasoning, though you may not believe me. I sense something special about Goro.
Something special?
Yes. Whatever is missing on this island, I sense it in him.
Whoa! Hold it right there! Are you saying Goro's a thief? As in he took something valuable?
It's not that simple. I can't fully explain it. It's just my intuition.
This certainly doesn't line up with the Goro I know.
Sure, I trust your judgment. But perhaps you're overlooking someone else, the true leader here.
You've convinced me that there might be a secret here. What do we do? No, you're overthinking this. We should go to Ritu and investigate this Godot character.
It's simple. We should just investigate whatever it is they're trying to hide from us. And what were we planning to do just before Goro showed up?
Oh, we were going to talk to the leader of the caravans. Yeah, someone named Todoroki.
Bingo. There's no time to lose. Let's go talk to this Todoroki.
It says wait until night, and in the meantime there's another quest we can go ahead and start while we're here. Don't have to do it, but we can start it.
Sangonomiya Shrine is a sacred place.
Greetings, Mangler 3M. Would you perhaps be at leisure to discuss a few matters? I don't mean to disturb you, but this matter is quite important. Her Excellency the Divine Priestess specifically said that you must be sought out for this task. What's the matter? Thanks to your aid, we were able to turn what was a disadvantageous battle with the shogunate around. As things stand, we should generally trend toward the lasting peace for now. We won back the peace, saw the vision hunt decree abolished, and the commissions that exploited us have been knocked off their purchase. Our Omikami bones have now found rest as well. This is all thanks to you. Please allow me to thank you once again on that account. And yet, the remaining Fatui have not given up their surveys on Yashiori Island. This, even though they lost one harbinger in the conflict, the other has gone missing. So they're still at it, huh? Watatsumi Island has been under an information blackout for a long time, and you can say that this and the war at large was how we came into contact with them. An awful way to make first contact, if you ask me. It seems that they had intended to drag this war out as long as possible while fanning the flames of vengeance amongst the people on both sides, thus increasing the intensity of the war. Between them and the Shogun's army, I'd say that they're more dangerous foe by far. If the war dragged on, it would have resulted in even more serious economic hardship and social unrest. I imagine that they would have given the Fatui an even greater openings to increase their influence. Thankfully, Your Excellency the Divine Priestess discovered their plot in time, and with the valiant support of yourself and many of the warriors, we were able to thwart that plot. What do you need me to do? According to our intel, there are some shogunate forces remaining on Yashiori Island who were heavily infiltrated by the Fatui. They're currently gathering information and plotting something, though we don't know what exactly. We originally didn't intend to ask you to do this, but the Divine Priestess believes you would be the safest choice for personnel when it comes to solving this matter. So please come with me to the final resting place of our Omikami and help me search for those people. However, let me first attempt to dissuade them with words. If they still attempt to stir up trouble and will not repent for their actions, you shall have to speak with your sword. That simple? Oh, you find it simple? I suppose I should expect that much of you. Perhaps it shall be a simple matter for you after all. The only issue, however, is this. Well, you might be a little too famous. Our foes might recognize you on sight, but we don't have a lot of time to prepare any contingencies either. I have this. What pedestrian camouflage? I say that. But for some reason, I almost didn't recognize you either. It really has a very different feel compared to the one we expect from Mangler 3M, Captain of Swordfish 2, I mean. Well then, let's do this. Tell me once you're ready, and we'll set up. Alright, so that's that quest. I'm gonna go back to the other one and finish it first. Head to Barn Village. Another quest I can start. Alright, we'll start it, but we'll do it later. This doesn't seem right either. Something the matter? Oh, hello there, traveler. Well, I'm trying to make some fertilizer. I heard from someone that from Sumeru has set up a fertilizer shop in Rito. They say the fertilizers have unusual properties. As long as you add a little when growing plants, they will grow exceedingly lushly. But I can't go to Rito to purchase that fertilizer, so I tried making my own here. You figured out how to make some yourself? Actually, no, I asked around everywhere before coming up with this method myself. To get into the specifics, you want to mix some crops and animal excrement together into a pile. Afterward, you cover it with a layer of branches and leaves and such to maintain the temperature. After a while, they say the ingredients will undergo some changes and even blend together, forming a sort of fertilizer. They call that compost. But no matter how much I experiment, these materials just won't come together. It's really strange. Did you do something wrong in the process? Pile the materials, cover with branches, maintain their temperature. That should be correct. Where did I go wrong? Forget it, let me just try again. Can I ask you a favor? I'll make another batch. Once it's done, check on it together with me. Given that you've seen or learned, you might see what's doing wrong during the process. Sure. Alright, I'm counting on you. I'll make preparations over there first. Making this sort of fertilizer requires some time. Find me in a bit. Till then, help me watch the fertilizer part. Return the next day.
Todoroki, the shipment has arrived and is ready for inspection.
Good, let's go.
Hey, it's Todoroki!
Shh, keep quiet. Let's follow him and see where he leads us. Uh-oh, man alive. We strayed too far and now we've lost him.
Todoroki, the shipment has arrived and...
Good, let's...
Hey, it's Todoroki!
Shh, keep quiet.
Your intel was spot on. When we arrived, the Nobushi were all still asleep. We captured them all, and the goods were retrieved and brought back here.
I'll take a look. Everything seems in order. Good work.
It's nothing. Thanks to the efforts of your caravan, the price of grain in the village has decreased.
That's right. And who would have thought that the injuries we sustained during the war would have such a lingering effect on our bodies? But thankfully, you also brought back some life-saving medicine.
Things are improving thanks to the help from those up top. Oh, by the way, what is the state of the village's inventory? Make sure that it's confirmed tonight. I have to leave tomorrow morning after I go to the Sangonomiya Shrine and get instructions from General Goro.
Don't worry. We've already prepared the list. Just follow us.
Huh? The soldiers from Sangonomiya seized the Nobushi stolen goods? But didn't Goro say all the stolen goods were headed to the International Trade Association?
And Todoroki said he'll get instructions from Goro tomorrow. Interesting. It appears these seized goods were never stolen. There's something else behind all this. Now's our chance to...
The price is...
Glaze lilies? What are these doing here? Shouldn't it be crystal marrow or something? This box is packed so tight! It looks like it could burst! Let's see what's inside! Huh? What are all these plants and flowers? Oh, there's a small note here!
torn bill. The handwriting has been smudged by water stains, making it difficult to read. Only a faint outline of the word Foreign Trade Association can be seen at the signature.
Whoa! Chingshin? Paimon was expecting to find Sango pearls.
So, did you find anything?
Wow! Look at all the Chingshin! And glaze lilies too! There are also tons of other plants and flowers Paimon doesn't know here. Weird.
These are valuable raw ingredients for producing medicine. If these few crates were to be imported from retail, the price would be jaw-dropping. On top of that, these items seem to lack a tax clearance certificate, meaning that they were most likely smuggled. Yes, very interesting. Now, where did the Nobushi get these goods? How about you? Did you find anything else?
There's a bill here addressed to the Foreign Trade Association.
Foreign Trade Association? I've never heard of such an organization in retail. And if it's regarding foreign trade, then smuggling is an even more likely possibility. Alright, in which case, I have a rough hypothesis. First,
Huh? Who goes there?
Here comes a fight.
Oh no! We've been spotted!
Huh? Wait, Captain? Is that you?
Oh, so it's you, Captain. You had me worried there. We almost mistook you for bandits. Captain, do you remember us? During the war, I was in the field hospital with Masashi. Teppei brought you to see us and helped find medicine for us.
Hey, come on now. The Captain wouldn't forget. I gotta tell you, Captain, we all miss you. We haven't seen you ever since the end of the war. When we heard that you were coming here, we just assumed you were only going to see General Goro and Her Excellency. The guys are all really hoping to see you.
How have you all been?
We're fine. You don't have to worry about us, Captain.
No, you're not fine. Captain, you may not be aware, but Masashi previously fainted on the front lines. The doctor thought that it might be a neurological condition caused by overstimulated emotions. It's pretty serious. According to the doctor, if it hadn't been for the medication he's been taking, he would have developed dementia. And that was assuming the best case scenario.
You're one to talk. Don't forget why I fainted in the first place. It's because I heard that you got yourself killed by an arrow. I couldn't handle all the emotion. Later, I found out that he'd been shot in the buttocks and it was only a mild injury. I had an emotional breakdown for nothing.
What do you mean for nothing? I got shot not by one, but 2 arrows in a row. The first arrow was to the left cheek, and the second arrow was also to the left. And because the arrows were poisonous, the wound still hasn't completely healed yet. I have to apply ointment every day, and I'm constantly worried it might reopen while I sleep.
Look on the bright side. At least we're still alive.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. But enough about us. What brings you here, Captain?
Tell me about these goods.
These goods are all seized from the hands of Nobushi and treasure hoarders. Todoroki was the one who provided us with the intel. He mentioned there were bandits here and there, so we went and took care of them while also confiscating the goods.
By the way, Captain, you still haven't met Todoroki, have you? He's the one we're working for now. Her Excellency recently announced plans to stimulate the economy and created the caravans, with Todoroki at the helm.
Yeah, he's proven to be quite capable. Even though he was just a farmer before, he's now successfully running the caravans. And his 2 sons are also our brothers in arms. Both received a special medal of honor from General Goro, which is quite remarkable, don't you think?
So, as injured veterans, we've been reassigned to Todoroki. He's the one who gives us orders and pays our salaries now. What do they call that again?
It's called changing careers, dummy.
Ah, right. Changing careers. Anyway, I think the whole caravan thing is wonderful. Our region wasn't very prosperous to begin with, and the land can't grow any crops. We have to pay a hefty price just to get basic food from outside. I can't even imagine trying to maintain and feed an army like we did during the war.
I see. I think I understand the general situation now. May I ask where the apprehended criminals are?
And you are?
Don't worry, he's a friend of mine.
Ah, I see. The captain's friend. It should be okay to tell you then. We apprehended all the culprits and escorted them to a temporary location not far from here. Unfortunately, Masashi and I have other duties tonight and won't be able to take you there. Why don't you wait for a moment and I'll find someone else to show you the way.
It's alright, you can return to your duties. We'll find the way ourselves.
I'm pretty sure I've already got a grasp on what's going on. All I need now is to confirm it with the apprehended bandits. Let's go. Are you still a little confused? Let me help connect the dots. This whole thing was actually quite similar to a case I once worked on previously. It was a case involving the trade of prohibited items, and they employed an old trick to execute the deal. The culprit would first go strolling down the street until they knocked over a pedestrian on purpose, using the opportunity to slip the prohibited goods
to the unknowing pedestrian.
Sir, please forgive us, sir. We are nothing more than petty thieves.
Sir, what do I look like? A commissioner? Does my friend here look like a commissioner to you?
Officer! Officer!
First, I'm gonna need to ask you a few questions.
Sure. Go ahead, ask anything.
The soldiers discovered many valuable goods in your camp. The goods don't appear to be from around here, so the question is, where did they come from?
Oh, the goods? Right, we picked them up at the beach.
You picked them up?
Well, no, we, actually stole them.
Be honest now. Tell me the whole story.
Yes, sir. I mean, officer. We took those goods from a small merchant ship just off the beach, but we didn't exactly steal them. You see, the ship's guards all took off running the moment they saw us. They abandoned the goods, and we simply came and picked them up. But next thing we know, a group of soldiers arrives, and we're all apprehended. Talk about bad luck. We didn't even have a chance to stash away the goods before we got caught.
You say that the merchant ship's guards fled without putting up a fight. You expect me to believe that?
We just assumed they were scared witless and didn't have the guts to fight. I'm not bragging or anything, but our boss is pretty intimidating. With his massive muscle and strength, he could scare anyone.
You really expect us to believe all this?
No, you gotta believe me. Just the other day, we scared off an entire squad of soldiers. When they noticed us, they went running and dropped their goods. I swear. I still remember seeing tons of Sango pearls and crystal marrow in that load. All nice and shiny, too. Ooh, it was amazing. Unfortunately, a bunch of pirates came later and snatched those goods. It just happened that our boss had diarrhea that day and couldn't hold off the pirates. This luck of ours.
Wait a tick. Pirates?
Yep, no doubt about it. They came on a massive ship, and their captain was a pretty lady with an eye patch. We had no idea how powerful she was.
Heizou.
It was like boom, boom, thud. Only took 3 hits before she knocked out the boss.
A pretty lady with an eye patch?
Oh. Does this description remind you of someone, Paimon?
No! Doesn't remind Paimon of anyone.
Okay. And how about you?
Come to think of it, all pirates wear eye patches, so they're used to the dark with one
eye. Really? Okay, I'll take that as a no, then. It appears that the situation is just as I suspected. Todoroki is striking a shady deal with a group of pirates, while General Goro appears to be assisting with the cover-up.
What? How could that be?
Todoroki said that he'd be going to Sangonomiya early tomorrow morning to get Goro's instructions before the caravan leaves. Now is the time to address any doubts you may have. Tomorrow morning will be our moment to confront them. Hopefully, my final question will be answered then as well.
Your final question?
The question of what important thing this island is missing. I can feel some connection to the question in Goro, Todoroki, and even to Kuda and Masashi. Hopefully, we'll finally have an answer tomorrow. Let's get some rest. I'll see you at Sangonomiya tomorrow morning.
Question Toto.
Who are you?
Hello, Todoroki. I'm Shikanoin Heizou, Special Detective of the Tenryou Commission. I believe you've been manipulating large-scale illegal trades for some time now. Mind if we talk about that for a bit?
You can't just go around spewing such nonsense, young man.
And what if I'm not talking nonsense?
Ridiculous. I don't have time to listen to this. Get out of here, you little brat.
I know I'm on the younger side compared to you, Todoroki, so I'm sure you must have heard the old saying. Off the scale, some goods only weigh a couple pounds, but on the scale, they weigh more than 1,000. So the question is, do you want to put your goods on the scale or not?
What are you trying to say?
Well, nothing. All I want to hear is you personally confirming what we already know to be the truth.
I told you, a long-term goal of Watatsumi is to revive its trade and commerce. And since you have been assigned to work with me, it's my orders that count around here. I don't care if they were your captain. Would you dare disobey orders?
What do we do?
Well, what are you waiting for? All right, I see how it is. If you two won't do it, I will.
I really hoped it wouldn't come to this. But here we go.
Wait! Everyone, stand down!
General Goro! You're here!
My apologies. Traveler, Detective Heizou. I wasn't telling you the truth. Todoroki, the Traveler here is the hero who saved Watatsumi Island. Without him, Watatsumi Island would never have found the peace it has today. We mustn't raise our weapons against him.
How could you be so naive, General Goro? If we let them go free, then who's to say the Shogunate won't come after us tomorrow? If the Shogunate decides to investigate, we won't be able to hide the truth.
I wouldn't allow them to take you, Todoroki.
Let's not kid ourselves. If going to jail could solve the problem, I would go and turn myself into the Tenryou Commission right now. The question is, what are we going to do with the goods? Will you be able to keep them? Not to mention the chance of astronomical fines. Can you afford that? Goro, we both know that Watatsumi Island is a barren land. Plant 100 radishes here and maybe only 3 would grow. And those 3 combined would still be smaller than just 1 carrot imported from elsewhere. You can't grow food or medicinal herbs here, and if we buy them from Rito, we pay exorbitant taxes. My eldest son died fighting on the battlefield. But do you know how my second son died? He died because there was no medicine to treat him. You awarded both of them medals of honor, but did that save their lives? Can medals heal Tokura and Masashi's wounds? No. It was the medicine that I got that saved their lives. If we detain them today, the Shogunate will never know what we've done. Besides, they're only a few months away now. We will set them free once the new bill is passed in just a few months, and everything will be okay. None of what happened here will be mentioned again, and life on Watatsumi Island will continue to improve.
I understand, Todoroki, but they won't...
I can trust the Traveler won't, but the detective here is a Tenryou Commission officer. Forget it. You're the general. I'm just a radish farmer.
Wait, what is the bill you just made?
It's a new commodity tax bill currently being drafted by the Kanjo Commission. The bill exempts taxes on goods that are in short supply on Watatsumi Island. Once the bill's introduced, we'll be able to buy commodities that we need from regular marketplaces.
Oh, I see. Man alive. I wish I had known sooner. In that case, how about we put your fears at ease and I'll stick around here a little longer. You know, until the bill is introduced.
Huh?
Detective Heizou, are you saying that...
You mean you're willing to stay here, young man?
Come on, you two. What's with the strange looks? You've been keeping me under close surveillance, haven't you? Surely you must have noticed that aside from being a detective, I'm also an ordinary tourist who likes to enjoy good scenery. I believe that after the new commodity bill is passed, there will be more and more traffic between the two sides, and more people will be coming to visit Watatsumi Island. I have to take the opportunity now and enjoy this place while I still have it all to myself. Before long, tourists will start pouring in.
Thank you, Detective Heizou. On behalf of the people of Watatsumi.
My pleasure. But one good turn deserves another, does it not?
Oh, you mean there's something you wish to request?
I suppose you could say I'm from the Shogunate, but the traveler next to me isn't. As far as I know, he's planning to visit other nations soon, and it is unclear if he will return to Narukami Island or not. Therefore, there's no need to limit his freedom, right? I'm sure no one else will hear of what happened today. Am I right, traveler?
Make a loud and resounding promise.
Well, it's settled then. He will always be an important partner to Watatsumi, and I would never dream of limiting his freedom. So please, don't worry, Detective Heizou.
I'll hold you to that. But if I ever find out you've lied to me again, there's a chance I'll lose my cool.
I'm sorry for not telling you the truth earlier. It's a serious matter, and I didn't want outside parties to become involved. But today, I realized my poor judgment. How could I possibly hide anything from Detective Heizou and the Traveler?
I'm glad you understand now. But, in all honesty, I'm the one who should be thanking you. It's because of you that I was finally able to reach an answer. After all, nothing makes a detective happier than putting a case to rest.
I understand now. You really are an interesting person, Detective Heizou.
No, I'm afraid you don't quite get what I mean.
I'm sorry?
Wait! Paimon gets this one! It's the answer to your question, right? The one about the thing you sensed coming from Goro and the others. Now you figured it out!
What? The thing you sensed coming from me? But I always have excellent personal hygiene.
No, not like that!
Hey, traveler, could I talk to you for a moment? Besides, I haven't had a chance to thank you yet. Hey, there you are. Come here, look. It's beautiful, isn't it? Watatsumi Island. It's remarkable how such a barren land can give life to such wonderful and stunning scenery. To be honest, I am grateful to you for this trip. Before you arrived, I was running around like a headless chicken. Even if I happened to find out what was going on here, I wouldn't have been able to uncover any concrete information without you present. I'm just sorry that I promised I'd accompany you back. It appears that I won't be able to do so for the time being. So please, cover for me in the meantime, okay?
Have you really decided to keep the whole thing a secret?
It's all in the past now. Let's just chalk it up as an intriguing experience I had on my trip here. Besides, that's not what I wanted to investigate anyway.
So now you have the answer you were searching for?
Yes. Everyone you led me to and everything they said brought me closer to the answer. And now I finally get it. Watatsumi Island is an ancient land where the soil is poor because it's lacking a certain thing. But what the inhabitants of this land do have is bravery. They were courageous enough to stand up and resist the gods and accomplish what they knew could not be done. This is yet another instance in which that certain thing shines. That missing element. That certain thing is what I sensed present in Goro, Todoroki, Tokuda, and Masashi, which is the true vitality of this land. I guess I was mistaken when I declared that something was missing. That something from this island had evaporated into thin air. Because even something that evaporates is not gone. It's still there, just in a different state of being. When water is heated by fire, it evaporates and eventually finds its place in the sky. Similarly, when the land was harmed, its vitality evaporated and eventually found its place among the inhabitants. This is the final answer I've been searching for. Anyway, thanks again. You know, even though we just met, I wish you could be my partner all the time. Call me Grady, I guess. But, of course, I know that's impossible. You have your own journey to complete. So I'll just keep doing what I can. Hopefully keeping my memories from evaporating safe and sound in my mind. That way, I'll always be able to remember these beautiful things. The beauty of Watatsumi Island. The people who are full of life and vitality. And you two, who are by my side.
Quest completed. I didn't see a picture. Is there other alternate endings, or was that it? Nope, there were 4 other alternate endings. Okay, so we did all the way down this one. So if we had chosen any of the alternate ones, probably the quitting ones. So we have to just choose a different one out of here. Thankfully we don't have to fight him again.
Something vital is missing on this island. Isn't that bizarre? Something vital has gone missing on this island. Has something...
Paimon bets it must be some, because the...
Oh.
Alright, I already tried missing Paimon. Let's try missing music.
That was an unexpected response. It'd be right at home in a novel. Interestingly, I didn't have the same dream again after I left this place, so I became even more intrigued. Was this really just some random dream? Some people believe that dreams represent the divine's helping hand. However, if you ask me, dreams have... It was my intuition telling me that there was something important, so I decided to accept. Unfortunately, the Who knows? Nah, don't worry about it. So how would you like to partner up on this one? Yes, of course, Well, So since we're already here, once everything is settled...
Alright. Let's do a different one. Let's say, I'm curious about your dream, but it's my duty to bring you back.
What a sterling example of dedication. In that case, I'll accompany you back to the police station first. We can discuss the issue of Watatsumi Island later.
Oh, look who showed up. Heizou, you're finally back. Listen, if you took any longer to come back, everyone at the police station would be toast.
You say that every time I come back, Uesugi. However, something does feel a little unusual about the police this time.
Come on, would I ever lie to you? Madame Kujo-Sara is here, and she's on the warpath, so be on the lookout.
What's that lady doing here?
Doshin Shikanoin, I see you finally returned. Please, enlighten us. What have you been doing recently?
Okay. I was just out investigating a case.
Don't give me that. I checked the records here. You didn't take any cases.
Actually, it's a case of personal relevance to me. These two can attest to that.
Traveler? Paimon, what are you two doing here?
We're the ones who brought Heizou back.
Brought him back? Can someone please explain?
Well, Madame Kujo-Sara, because we couldn't locate Doshin Shikanoin, we commissioned Detective Ryuji from the detective agency. Shortly after, Ryuji returned to tell us, that he had given the commission to the Traveler, and then...
It used to be that the Tenryo Commission assisted others with disappearances, but it seems these days others are now assisting us. You've done it this time, Shikanoin. I think I've really seen it all.
I mean, is it really so unusual for officers and citizens to assist one another?
Actually, he did seem to be investigating a case.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but it was definitely an investigation. He even pretended to be captured by Nobushi and treasure hoarders.
Oh? Is that so? Well, since you are testifying for him, I suppose I won't ask any more questions. But since you're here, I have an extra favor to ask. I'd like you to be Shikanoin's temporary supervisor. It'll be your duty to ensure that he handles his case properly, and that he doesn't disappear and neglect his work again. I'll be sure that the police station prepares the appropriate compensation.
Yes, Traveler. I'm sure we'd all really appreciate it.
Or you cast a quick inquiring glance at Heizou.
Heizou seems to be happy with the idea.
Understood. Leave it to me.
You should thank the Traveler this time, Doshin Shikanoin. Otherwise, I don't think I would have let you off so easily. Here, take this letter of complaint. It's written against you. Please consider carefully what to do with it. I do not wish to see another one. Understood?
Huh? Someone filed a complaint? That can't be right. Why would there be a complaint letter?
You must not be doing your job properly, and now you're attracting complaints.
No, it really doesn't add up. You two don't get it. Although Madame Kujo-Sara just made some harsh remarks, we all know that Heizou-senpai is a real whiz when it comes to cracking cases. He's the biggest asset in our team. Several leaders have risen through the ranks as a result of his achievements. He's definitely no slacker.
Then he must have gotten himself into some kind of trouble.
Well, let me see what's the deal here. Oh, and since you agreed to be my temporary supervisor, you'll find the desk where new case files are kept right over there. Would you mind helping me check what cases I need to deal with?
I think you need to deal with your complaint letter first.
Of course, but first I have to confirm what's going on, and whether or not the letter's legit. Please, have a look at the case files first.
The Prince of Mischief in Hanamazaka. There's a slacker who claims to be the Prince of Mischief terrorizing Hanamazaka. Children have reportedly been losing valuables in the area, the bulk of which are Onikabuto, Genius, Invocation Tea, CG cards, and so on.
What? Not him again.
Case of the missing Eastern Express. The beloved dog Eastern Express reportedly went missing late in the night. The owner discovered 12 canine footprints of varying sizes in the courtyard, leading to the initial assumption that the crime was carried out by a teenager.
Who would give a dog such a strange name?
An approval reply for Heizou Talks Fraud. Police station says your application for the public awareness campaign Heizou Talks Fraud has been received. Following review, your station has been authorized to run the performance with Shikanoan Doshin in charge of the related work, the headquarters of the Tenryu Commission.
Heizou Talks Fraud? What's that? Sounds interesting, whatever it is.
So, have you gone through the case files? Is there anything that caught your eye?
Prince of Mischief bullying children in Hanamazaka.
That case should be easy enough. Just leave it to Uesugi. This complaint letter I received is more important. I was hoping I wouldn't have to drag you into this, but it's just occurred to me that with your help, I might be able to wrap up this problem.
Alright then, tell us about the complaint letter.
It's from Sango, the president of Bantan Sango Detective Agency. I assume you've met her before?
Yeah, I know you two have some beef, and it appears to be pretty serious.
You can say that. Sango's complaint letter accuses me of abusing my power for personal gain and blatantly concealing the truth behind the Ryuji case from years ago. Seriously, do I really seem like the type of person who'd do that?
Concealing the truth? That definitely sounds like something you would do.
Hey, don't judge a book by its cover, alright? Let's just go to the detective agency and talk to Sango. We'll need to speak with her to get to the bottom of this.
Oh no. No energy to glide. That was cool.
Welcome back, Mr. Heizou. I'm glad you're all right. How about some tonkatsu? You must have missed the taste of home after so long.
Maybe next time, Ryuji. Seems like somebody's been expecting me. And I'm afraid they're only going to be disappointed once again.
Well, look who it is. The great Detective Heizou. What nonsense were you talking about just now? I've been worried about you, you know. So much so that I took the trouble to write that heartfelt letter to the Tenryu Commission. Well, was it sufficiently flattering for you?
Uh-oh, they're at it again.
Let's not waste the traveler's time, Sango. Just tell me, what do you want?
Fine by me. My request is simple. Disclose all the details of the Ryuji case. It's time you stop hiding the truth and let me investigate it thoroughly.
First of all, that case has already been solved. Second, I've disclosed everything the police station has on the case. And third...
enough! You can only fool Ryuji with that. If you don't want to cooperate, I can assure you that I will write more letters to the headquarters of the Tenryo Commission. I will not give up on this case.
Wait! Hold on! Can someone please explain what's going on here? Paimon doesn't have a clue what you two are talking about.
All right, let me explain. Several years ago, a terrible murder took place in the police station. I was still working at the Tenryo Commission then, and the victim was actually my dear boss. Due to various factors, I was deemed to be the top suspect, which is why it's called the Ryuji case. Also, Heizou wasn't a part of the police station back then. He was a detective at the agency, which at the time was called the Bonton Sango and Heizou Detective Agency.
Huh? That's crazy! But, wait. Then why did Heizou leave?
After the incident, I was quickly convicted and sent to prison. Fortunately, Sango then promptly proved my innocence and caught the real murderer.
But that murderer was actually just a dummy to throw us off, am I right, Detective Shikanoin?
Sango thought that everything went smoothly, so much so that she suspected the real murderer was someone else. Of course, Detective Heizou was also helping with the investigation, but after a long time, he still came up empty-handed. Later on, he decided to join the police station to continue his investigation on the inside, which is why he left the detective agency.
Ha! That's what I thought too. I was foolish enough to believe that Detective Shikanoin and I shared a common goal. But I was wrong about him. He has no sense of loyalty at all. He just wanted to become an official as a means of gaining fame and fortune.
Come on, stop exaggerating. Let me set the record straight here. First, I joined the police station long after that murder case happened, and it had nothing to do with any inside investigation. That's just somebody's wishful thinking. Second, purely out of curiosity, I did investigate the case later from within the police station. My conclusion was that the suspect Sango had caught was in fact the real murderer. And lastly, when Sango didn't buy my conclusion and asked me to disclose all related case files from the police station, I did exactly as she asked. I didn't hide anything.
He's lying right through his teeth.
That's it. I want this to end once and for all. Since the Traveler's my supervisor today, they have complete access to all the police station's files. If he's willing to help re-examine the case and arrives at the same conclusion that I did, then you won't have to doubt me anymore.
Whoa. Huh?
Unless you don't trust the Traveler. Come on, say it.
It's not about whether the Traveler's trustworthy. I'm just wondering if you will interfere somehow.
The thought never even crossed my mind.
You have to swear that you will not mislead the Traveler by any means, and let him investigate the truth on his own.
No problem. Cross my heart, hope to die.
Well, Traveler, are you willing to help me with this? Will you agree to re-examine the Ryuji case and find the truth? You can bill me later for however much you'd like as compensation.
Sango, really? However much they want?
Money is valuable, no doubt. But pursuing the truth is the reason I started this agency. The Ryuji case is the only case I failed to solve. I am willing to give you anything.
No need to go that far. I'll help you for free.
All right. I'm counting on you, Traveler. You hear that, Detective Shikanoin? Ha! Now we just need to wait and see.
All right, I got it. No need to keep yammering like that. You'll scare the kids next door. Come on, let's go back to the police station.
The cat meowed. Can you hear that, Pumpkin? Pumpkin something.
All right, hang out here for a sec. I need to go to the archives to get the case files. For now, why don't you go and chat with Yoriki Owada over there? He worked on this case too back in the day.
You seem to really want me to look into it.
No, you misunderstand. It's not that I want you to look into this. It's just that you're the only one who can. You're the only one I can think of who Sango would ever believe. She trusts in both your qualities and abilities, so I hope your findings can finally convince her and put an end to this whole thing. Sure, she's just writing complaint letters for now, but who knows what she'll do in the future. Alright, I'll go get those case files. You go ahead and talk to Yoriki Owada for a while.
Oh, hello there.
Heizou sent me to talk to you about
The Ryuji case. Oh, so you want to reinvestigate that one? That was several years ago now, but I still remember it clearly. It's pretty hard to forget something like that. Especially when the victim was the head of this police station. His name was Takatsukasa Isamu, the younger brother of Takatsukasa Susumu, head of the Takatsukasa clan. He was really one of a kind. Decisive, brave, and smart. He was much younger than me, and already had quite a reputation. I'm sure he would have gone far in the Tenryou Commission, if only he was still alive. What a shame. Who would have guessed someone was plotting against him?
They said Ryuji was a top suspect.
People will believe anything they hear. Everyone in the police station knew that Ryuji saw Takatsukasa Isamu like a father. Ryuji was an orphan, you know. Before he joined the station, he had been taking odd jobs here and there. It was Isamu who really took him under his wing. Ryuji was simple and not particularly bright, but he was very loyal to those who treated him well. He's also hard-working. Isamu must have seen these qualities in him and decided to keep Ryuji by his side. Ryuji worked with him for years after that, and was even promoted to be his personal assistant. Do you really think Ryuji would do anything to harm him?
So, then why was Ryuji convicted? Even Paimon can tell that's a mistake.
Well, here comes the interesting part of the case. Within a week, and before all the loose ends had even been tied up, Ryuji received his conviction. Moreover, it was signed by Madame Kujo Sara.
What? Why would Sara do something like that?
What do you think, Owada?
I'm getting older now, and my eyesight is poor. I can't see too clearly anymore.
Hey, come on, Yoriki Owada, there's nothing to see. It's obvious that the Kujo clan did it.
You can't just go around saying things like that, Wisuki. Those were just hearsay. There was no evidence.
That's not true. Traveler, you may be unaware that the Takatsukasa clan has always been assisting the Kujo clan in the Tenryou Commission. But who doesn't want to be the boss, right? And Takatsukasa Isamu was the key figure for the Takatsukasa clan to bring down the Kujo clan. At that time, no one was held in higher regard than Isamu. So, naturally, the Kujo clan saw him as a potential threat. Kujo Takayuki must have been planning it all along, that rascal. Takayuki is able to control the Takatsukasa clan as long as he's in power. But by the time he retires, Isamu would have been at the apex of his political power, while Masahito and Kamaji of the Kujo clan would still have been too young. The two of them wouldn't stand a chance against Isamu. You think Kujo Takayuki would simply sit back while Isamu gained traction? So he decided to strike first.
You youngsters and your conspiracy theories.
No, it's true. It's the only way to explain it. Otherwise, why would an impartial person like Madame Kujo Sara sign Ryuji's conviction so quickly? They had to find a scapegoat to pacify the Takatsukasa clan, so Kujo Takayuki must have told her to sign it immediately. I'm not accusing Madame Kujo Sara of anything, mind you. I respect her very much. But maybe she had no other choice.
What do you know? I'm sure Madame Kujo Sara must have had her own reasons.
What about the real murderer who was later caught by Sango?
The guy was a forensic expert who worked in the station named Shiroyama. I have to admit, he wasn't easy to track down. That Sango really is something, though. She caught him without even breaking a sweat. It turned out that after poisoning Isamu, Shiroyama secretly took the poison to Ryuji's place in order to frame him. Later on, the poison was also found in the forensic office, but that was already after Shiroyama's death. He confessed everything in a testament.
That's right. He hung himself in the forensic office not long after Sango was on his trail. Probably because he knew it was only a matter of time before he would be caught. Of course, he didn't admit whether he had been prompted by Kujo Takayuki. He took the responsibility alone. I bet Kujo Takayuki promised him a sizable compensation. After all, Shiroyama had a family to feed.
There you go again, pulling conclusions out of thin air. There wasn't any evidence of that at all.
Listen, I can almost guarantee that it was the Takatsukasa clan who invited Sango to investigate. We all knew that Ryuji was just a scapegoat. You think the Takatsukasa clan wouldn't figure that out? They're not stupid. So, they were suspicious of the Kujo clan and invited Sango to take the case. However, the Kujo clan were still a step ahead and were able to remove themselves from the situation before the whole thing blew up. They drove Shiroyama to take all the blame as well as his own life. A perfectly clean cut for the Kujo clan. With Shiroyama dead, there was no one left to testify. Even the Electro Archon herself wouldn't be able to do anything.
You make up stuff faster than a politician. It's a wonder nobody's asked you to be an advisor yet.
Hey, that's their loss.
The whole thing is starting to sound complicated.
Hey, I brought the files. I bet you got quite an earful just now, huh? But don't believe everything they say. After all, people can tell you anything, and it's hard to separate truth from rumors without facts. So what really matters is the case files. Everything laid out here is all that the police station has about the case. Please, take a look. Remember, you may find many clues during an investigation, but not all of them are useful. And in some cases, the clues you will find will not only be useless, but downright misleading. Also, if a clue cannot corroborate anything on its own, you can always compare it with other clues, and maybe then you'll find what you're looking for. Okay, that should just about do it. I'm looking forward to your results.
Hold on. What actually counts as a result?
Usually, you need to find two things from these clues: a proven motive and proven means. Once you can confirm these two things, the criminal can be proven guilty.
I understand.
Alright, you can go ahead and get started now. I look forward to hearing your verdict. So, what did you find? Have you come to a conclusion?
Nothing yet. I'll keep looking through the files.
Sure. Let me know once you've made some progress.
Autopsy report of Takatsuka Kasa Isamu. Takatsuka's message. Ryuju's testimony.
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.
The deceased Tatsui Isamu, 41 years old, police station manager. Clothes intact at time of death. No visible trauma observed on the body. No sign of a struggle. His throat was congested and swollen, caused by a cold before his death. Local ulceration was found in the stomach and intestines, caused by a novel toxin found in the stomach contents. The stomach contents include partly undigested soft rice residue, small volume of fish liver paste residue, main ingredient of which is highly concentrated fish liver extract, a valuable nutritional supplement. Small volume of cold medicine residue containing a large amount of acidic fruit and vegetable extracts, appears to be specially prepared medicine from the Office of Forensic Science. Small volume of novel toxin residue, which is found to be the same toxin discovered in the homes of Ryuji and Shiroyama. Cause of death: abdominal mucous membrane disease plus respiratory and circulatory failure triggered by a novel toxin.
Yikes! He ate all kinds of stuff.
His message. A note placed with Shiroyama's testament. After comparing the handwriting, it was considered to be written by the deceased. Shiroyama, long time no see. I trust the thing I asked you for is in progress. I paid a visit to your home today when you weren't around. Thankfully, your wonderful wife welcomed me in. She's a fine woman, a perfect match for you. Your wife is 5 months pregnant, I believe? Fancy that, my wife too. I took the liberty of returning once more to provide her with some helping supplements, even helped administer them to her myself. She was most grateful indeed. You will be equally grateful to me, no doubt. Then don't keep me waiting.
Takatsukasa Isamu seems like a thoughtful person, but something about the tone sounds weird.
Ryuji's testimony. A week before the incident, Master Tatsukasa Isamu caught a cold and lost his appetite. Rice was all he could eat, and he had been taking some special cold medicine. The night before the incident, he had yet to recover and was still busy with his work, so I was worried about his health. When Dr. Shiroyama came to deliver the medicine, I consulted him about a health supplement. Dr. Shiroyama said fish liver paste could help boost his immune system, so I went to the forensic office to retrieve some and give it to Master Takatsukasa. But by the next day, really, Master Tatsukasa was so kind to me, I swear I wouldn't ever do that to him.
Come to think of it, Shiroyama was a forensic doctor. He could easily pull off something like this.
Shiroyama's testimony. I murdered Tatsukasa Isamu. I poisoned his cold medicine. Though he appeared to be honest and honorable in public, in secret he asked me to search out a new type of poison to get rid of those who opposed him. He also said that if I refused, he would have me thrown in prison. He used my family to blackmail me. He left me with no choice. I killed him with a new type of poison that I had someone purchase for me at the International Trade Association. To protect myself, I later framed my colleague Ryuji. But now it's only a matter of time before the detective uncovers everything. I know that I've made a big mistake and that there is no escaping it now. Only death awaits me. I merely ask for my family to be spared.
Hey! This is the key to proving that Shiroyama was the murderer, right? That is, if he was telling the truth, of course.
Okay, so now they're telling me to talk to the Heizou. I don't necessarily have to read all this other stuff.
So, what did you find? Have you come to a conclusion?
Yes, I did.
Really? You found the criminal's motive and means that quickly? Awesome. Alright, let's talk about the motive first. What clue reveals the criminal's motive?
I was going to say the first one.
Excellent work! According to the victim's message, the two had deep conflicts. Although we cannot confirm whether the poison had been requested by the victim or not, it is true that Isamu used Shiroyama's family to blackmail him. Such circumstances could be enough motive for Shiroyama to commit the crime.
But wasn't Takatsukasa Isamu good to Shiroyama? He even went to Shiroyama's house to bring health supplements. But maybe he didn't really bring health supplements. Maybe it was something bad.
Is that what you think, Paimon? Well, we later found out that what Takatsukasa Isamu sent to Shiroyama's house was indeed health supplements. But if you consider the circumstances, what he sent wasn't important. What was important is that sending the supplements was actually a dangerous signal. Isamu was essentially implying, I can put anything in your wife's supplements at any time. If you really care about her safety, then get me what I want.
So scary! Your assumption sounds like a real threat! You're not really that dark inside, are you?
You don't really catch criminals by standing in the light, do you? Basically, these two clues work to verify each other, and the murderer's motive is confirmed. Now, all that's left is the means of the crime. Next, which clue confirms the criminal's means? So, what did you find? Have you come to a conclusion?
Yes, I did. The autopsy report. And
close. The autopsy report states that the cause of death is a special toxin. But how was this toxin administered to the deceased? Was it mixed with the cold medicine, as Shiroyama stated in his testament? If so, we need some evidence to prove that. Perhaps you should give it some more thought. Sure. Let me know once you've made some progress.
Research log from the Office of Forensic Science. It's blank. Looks like someone tore out a few pages.
Huh? That's weird. There's nothing here. This must be some of the false information that Heizou told us to look out for.
Conviction of Ryuju. The suspect Ryuju, 20 years old, Doshin, a subordinate of the deceased Takatsukasa Isamu. Ryuji grew to resent his boss. Following conflict at work, he then secretly bought a bottle of poison to kill him in revenge. Unused poison was later found in the suspect Ryuji's house. For the crime of premeditated murder, Ryuji was ordered to remain in temporary incarceration awaiting trial. This file shall be kept as evidence. Signed,
Wow.
Kujo-sara.
Ryuji's conviction really was signed by Kujo-sara. But now we know she had it wrong.
The suspect, Shiroyama, 22 years old, forensic doctor, subordinate of the deceased. Shiroyama grew to resent his boss. Following the conflict at work, he then secretly bought a bottle of poison to kill him in revenge. It's like identical to the other. Unused poison found in the office. In his testament, he confessed to having planted the poison. For the crime, criminals who sentenced to death, punishment could have carried out suspended in his own life as execution. Before execution took place, filed it up as evidence.
Huh. So Shiroyama's conviction was also signed by Kujo-sara, just like Ryuji's.
Someone planted the poison. And the toxicology report. On the toxin that caused the death, odorless, tasteless, inert subject soluble in water but insoluble in other substances, has properties of a synthetic toxin. It appeared as a fine white powdery substance in a normal state, tentative name white powder. The station has investigated the ledgers of all domestic commerce guilds. No transaction record for such an item was found.
A synthetic toxin? What's that?
Okay. We read them all.
Next, which clue confirms the criminal's means? So, what did you find? Have you come to a conclusion?
Yes, I did. Research log was the one that was ripped open, right?
This blank research log? I don't see how it can explain anything. Perhaps you should give it some more thought. Bingo! The autopsy report confirms that the cause of death was a special toxin. The testament indicates that Shiroyama used his position as a forensic expert to mix the toxin into the cold medicine taken by the deceased. But is that really the truth? Is it not possible that the toxin was mixed into the fish liver paste? Well, according to the toxicology report, this white powder only dissolves in water. Neither rice nor the fish liver paste could be used as a carrier of the toxin. The cold medicine was the only option. Putting the poison elsewhere would not only fail to guarantee a lethal dose, but would also increase the chance of it being noticed by the deceased. Therefore, the means is also confirmed.
Add that to the motive for the crime and... Whoa! So the murderer really was Shiroyama!
Yep, pretty clear cut, wouldn't you say? Look, I really don't know what Sango is so suspicious about.
Yeah, it's pretty clear cut. Huh. You could say it's almost too clear cut.
Wait, I still have some questions.
Oh? Well, let's hear them. Maybe I have answers. What's bugging you?
Based on the convictions, the two committed the same crime, or are their punishments different? Why is the research log blank? Someone tear out some pages. Report mentioned the poison was not sold in Inazuma, but the testament said it was bought at the ITA. I'll say they ripped out some pages first.
This also puzzles me. Maybe someone doesn't want us being privy to the content inside, or maybe Shiroyama tore a bunch of pages out by accident. But regardless, this isn't essential to the case. Like I said before, a lot of what comes up in an investigation is irrelevant information. The crucial elements are Shiroyama's motive and means, which we have established.
Alright, we'll say the first one, not sold anywhere, but it was bought at the
Maybe
ITA.
the report was wrong. The International Trade Association is a gathering place for merchants from all over. Countless merchants pass through the port of Rito every day. It's natural for there to be a couple of missing records here or there.
And then last, based on the conviction, same crime.
Very nice. Top marks for attention to detail. It doesn't have any real bearing on the case, but let me explain how that works for you. So, why would Madame Kujo-Sara sign one conviction sentencing Ryuji to temporary incarceration awaiting trial, and another conviction sentencing Shiroyama to death? You may have heard some rumors back at the station that when this case first came up, the Kujo clan higher-ups were in dire need of a scapegoat to keep the Takatsukasa clan off their backs. And poor Ryuji became the successful candidate. In less than a week, the conviction was drafted, sent to Madame Kujo-Sara, and signed. Allegedly, she knew what it was about as soon as she saw it, and signed it with no questions asked. But anyone who buys this story clearly doesn't know that much about Madame Kujo-Sara. She's the most principled person in the entire Tenryou Commission, for goodness sake. So, how would she respond to a case filled with unanswered questions and no confession from the suspect?
Oh, you mean...
Exactly. Before she signed it, she changed Ryuji's conviction from the death sentence to temporary incarceration. Ryuji escaped a disastrous fate without ever realizing it. Had Madame Kujo-Sara not changed his sentence, Sango would have been seeking justice for a dead man.
Why was Sara so lenient with Ryuji?
That's the wrong question. This wasn't about Ryuji, but Madame Kujo-Sara's principles. The conviction could have been for a Ryuji, a Guji, heck, even a Tanuki, and she would have made the same decision. Given the enormous pressure she was under at the time, I'd say she did the most she could. Don't you...
Pressure? Really? Was someone higher up putting pressure on Sara?
The pressure came from all sides. The deceased was the leader of the police station and the rising star of the Takatsukasa clan. All eyes were on this case. How this became reduced to the unimaginative rumor that Madame Kujo-Sara convicted Ryuji under pressure from her superiors, I have no idea.
Ugh. Rumors here, conspiracy theories there. Lies at every turn.
Fortunately, Madame Kujo-Sara works in an open and transparent manner, and pays no heed to rumors like this. She just rolls her eyes and forgets all about them.
How do you know?
Just because she has never publicly clarified the truth doesn't mean she was hiding anything. So when I asked her about it, saying it was relevant to a case I was working on, she just told me how it was. Believe me, in this case, more than any other, I have checked every last detail. Well, I've answered all your lingering questions, and you've checked all the material the police station has, so what do you think? Case closed?
Paimon still feels like something doesn't add up. But then again, Heizou did give us all the files the police station had. Ugh, this is annoying.
We've seen everything that the police station has. Now I see the problem.
I don't follow.
The detective agency, you told Sango, I've disclosed everything the police station has on this case. When you started looking at the files, you told us everything laid out here is all that the police station has about this case. Just now you said it again. You've checked all the material the police station has.
Right! Why do you keep emphasizing police station every single time?
You tell me. Why do I keep emphasizing police station every time?
Because you're trying to hint that there's other information police station doesn't have.
So we're finally here, huh? I was starting to think our investigation was about to end a little early. That would have been a real shame. And alive, you finally saw through my little game. You're absolutely right. There is other information that the police station doesn't have. Reason being? It's my own evidence. And this evidence should help answer a couple of your questions more clearly. Why was the research log from the Office of Forensic Science blank? And where did the white powder come from?
Aha! Paimon knew you were keeping secrets!
Don't you have secrets too?
Nope. Definitely not.
Let's talk somewhere else. This isn't the best place for this discussion. This is a quiet spot. Let's talk here. All right. Here's the secret I've been keeping all along. The torn out pages from the research log of the Office of Forensic Science.
Great! But Paimon can't believe you kept this a secret all this time!
It's not like you think. I wasn't the one who tore out the pages. Look, just read it over first.
Forensic Office Research Log Excerpt. Acidic nutrients extracted from the synthetia were mixed with the oil extract from the fish liver. When the mixture was purified, the formation of a fine powdery substance was observed. Over the course of a week, forest boars to whom this substance had been administered suffered first from damaged and diseased skin mucous membranes, followed by respiratory failure, then death. The mixing and purification procedure was then repeated, but replacing the synthetia with concentrated synthetia juice and the fish liver with concentrated fish liver paste. A large quantity of the powdery substance was produced. When forest boars were administered this dose, the time of death was reduced from 1 week to a few hours. See appendix for lethal dose analysis. Researcher, Shiroyama.
Finished? Do you see now? The method used by the perpetrator to commit his crime wasn't by putting the white powder in the cold medicine.
He put it in the fish liver paste. Or the cold medicine and the fish liver paste were mixed to form the white powder.
That's correct. The white powder was Shiroyama's invention. As a forensic doctor, he provided a special cold medicine for Takatsukasa Isamu. The autopsy report showed that this medicine contained a high volume of acidic fruit and vegetable extracts. Then, he tricked Ryuji into sending fish liver paste to Takatsukasa Isamu. When the two substances were taken together, a toxic dose of the substance formed in his body. This is the real modus operandi.
Oh. It wasn't poison until he ate it.
Oh, that's awful! One was medicine, and the other was an expensive nutritional supplement. Both completely harmless.
True, both are harmless on their own, but when combined, poof, that's it.
Why didn't Shiroyama admit this in his testimony? There was no need for him to hide it.
It was not him who wanted to hide it, but the person pulling the strings behind him.
Huh. You mean there was someone else pulling the strings?
Aren't you curious where I found these pages from the research log?
Kujo-Sara?
It was in Kujo Takayuki's secret warehouse.
Oh, the old guy.
After I found the missing pages, I did some digging around and found out that Shiroyama had worked for Kujo Takayuki before joining the police station. The Kujo clan secretly provided Shiroyama with funds to study forensic science. I guess you could say that Kujo Takayuki's investment paid dividends in this case. Of course, I had only learned all of this after the Vision Hunt decree came to an end. Kujo Takayuki had lost his grip on power, and the Tenryou Commission was undergoing a general reshuffle. To avoid coming under suspicion, Madame Kujo-Sara put me in charge of building a case against Kujo Takayuki. I found a huge stash of fish liver paste in his secret warehouse. Nothing hugely incriminating about that, of course, but I still took the trouble to open each and every package until finally, I had to concede that this really was just a huge stash of fish liver paste. But then, underneath the floor tiles where the fish liver paste was stacked, I found a secret compartment with this torn-off research report lying inside.
So it was him who wanted to frame Ryuji all along. What a nasty piece of work.
Let's review the whole case from the top. First, Takatsukasa Isamu, for whatever reason, noticed Shiroyama's talent as a forensic doctor and asked him to develop a special poison on his behalf. But Shiroyama was already working for the Kujo clan, so he refused. Takatsukasa Isamu wasn't about to take no for an answer, and that's where things took a dark turn. He twisted Shiroyama's arm by making a veiled threat to harm his family. All Shiroyama could do was to secretly report everything to Kujo Takayuki. When Takayuki learned what was happening, he instructed Shiroyama to pretend to cooperate with Takatsukasa Isamu, then kill the latter with the white powder once it was fully developed. Meanwhile, Ryuji's only role in this case was to deliver the fish liver paste to Takatsukasa Isamu on Shiroyama's orders, completely unaware of the fact that he was being used as a pawn and that this was a key ingredient needed to create the poison. After the incident, Kujo Takayuki hoped to make Ryuji the fall guy, until the death sentence was stalled when it reached Madame Kujo-Sara. In the meantime, Sango had begun her own investigation. Kujo Takayuki grew nervous that the truth would get out, so he threw Shiroyama to the wolves, hounding him to death and erasing all traces of contact between the two. And yet, he wanted to keep this secret formula, so he hid it. Greedy guy, that Takayuki. He must have wanted to have it on hand just in case he needed to employ it again in the future and make someone else disappear.
This Kujo Takayuki is an evil lunatic! We've got to report this to A. Whatever his current punishment is, it needs to be 10 times worse!
That would be practically impossible. One research log found in his warehouse doesn't prove anything. Even I can think of 100 excuses. Besides, Ryuji directly contributed to Takatsukasa Isamu's death by delivering the fish liver paste to him. The fact that he was unaware of the true nature of the situation doesn't matter.
But he's still innocent, right? Isn't it just a coincidence? Paimon really doesn't get how the law works.
Legally speaking, the judge would most likely rule that it was accidental. But in practice, Ryuji may still have to end up shouldering some responsibility.
So basically, you've been hiding the truth all this time to protect Ryuji.
Mental trauma doesn't heal as easily as physical wounds. My biggest worry is that Ryuji would struggle to cope if he knew the truth. He's like an innocent child. He freely gives his trust and his love to everyone that treats him well. That's why he thought of Takatsukasa Isamu as a father figure. I'm pretty sure that to this day, he has never paused to wonder whether Takatsukasa is actually a good person, or if Sango just hired him as a gopher, or why I left the detective agency. If he found out the facts about Takatsukasa Isamu, I'm afraid it would crush him.
So why are you revealing the truth to me today?
Well, as you can see, I'm a little less confident than people might think. To prevent Ryuji from getting hurt, I covered up the truth. But by doing so, have I held him back? Did I do the right thing? I couldn't turn to anyone for help, and everyone around me thinks I'm so smart, that I should just be able to handle every case on my own. Even if I tried to discuss it with them, they'd just say, "Don't be ridiculous, Mr. Heizou, no problem's too difficult for you." But you're different. Unlike them, you don't have that kind of prejudice towards me. You've traveled far and wide and have had all kinds of experiences. It must have taught you a lot. Most importantly, my intuition tells me that you're someone special, that I can trust you and that you can help me. Right? So, I'd like you to be the one to decide whether we should expose the truth or not.
Expose the truth? Oh, I need to think about it. What?
Oh, you don't need to tell me what you decide, and you certainly don't need to decide right now. Let's just say I'm leaving this teensy tiny matter up to you. Alright, let's head back to the detective agency. You can mull it over on the way. Once you've made up your mind, just tell Ryuji and Sango your verdict.
Archons, please. These are all the snacks I have.
Hey, Traveler! Hey, Detective Heizou! You're back already, huh? I bet you're tired. Well, I just bought some tonkatsu. Care to join me? There's plenty for everyone.
We'd love to! But wouldn't you like to hear the results of our investigation first?
No matter what you were able to find, it's all in the past and won't ever change. So I think we'd better chow down first. Besides, if Sango's not happy with the results, we might not have anything to eat later.
Come on, Ryuji, pipe down. Let's hear the Traveler's conclusion first.
Okay then. Over to you, Heizou and Traveler.
Don't worry, just tell us your findings. Everyone trusts you, as do I.
Sango was wrong about Heizou, and the murderer was indeed Shiroyama. Detective Heizou hid some evidence. The truth of the matter is... So the first one is just the simple truth, and then this one is the more comprehensive one. You tell them the whole truth about the case.
But how? How could this be?
Huh. So, that's what really happened?
Ryuji, I know it's hard to accept, but...
Wait a minute. Sorry, I have quite the stomach ache. Sango, can I take the day off?
Sure, of course. Take the week if you need it.
He runs away in a fluster.
Oh, Paimon hopes Ryuji will be okay.
I didn't expect things to turn out like this.
Just give him some time to himself. I think he'll eventually come to accept it.
I'm still a little worried, though. What if he doesn't come to work tomorrow?
You give him the week off. Why would he?
Then we'll go to him. Don't you worry about that, Sango. You need some time to process all of this, too.
Wait till 8 a.m. the following day.
Ah, you're here. Don't worry. Ryuji came earlier this morning. I guess he can handle a lot more than I had thought. I was honestly worried he'd suffer a breakdown, but as of today, it seems he'll be fine.
Is he not here?
He went over to Netsuke Nogen Crafts to buy something.
Let's go find him then. Shall we?
Before you go, Heizou, I kind of understand now what you meant when you left.
Oh, really? I'm happy to hear you say that. Alright, time to find Ryuji.
With a little kid, too. Is he buying our toys? Uncle Ryuji, was my daddy handsome? I've never seen what he looked like.
Of course. Takatsukasa Isamu was a very handsome man. Also, it's not uncle. Call me brother.
But you look so old.
Well, I'm still your brother.
Huh? How come?
Because he treated me like a son.
Ahem.
Huh? Who are you guys?
We're friends with your big brother Ryuji, and with your father too.
Oh, really? Yay! I've met loads of my daddy's friends today. Can you tell me some stories about him? I really want to hear them.
Sure. Why, I know enough stories about your old man that if I started talking now, you'd be all grown up before I finished them.
Wow, that's amazing! Well, I don't want to grow up too soon then. Maybe when I'm 100. No, 200 years old. No, 300 years old. Yep, I'm gonna wait until I'm 300 years old before I become a grown-up, so that I can make sure I finish all the stories first.
Some things will always be more important than the truth. Famous detectives' principles.
Welcome to Netsuke Nogen Crafts.
Guess we can rest a bit.
Things other than sculptures as well.
Alright, let's see where we're at. We're over here. Aha. So we needed to finish... Oh, if I had chosen the top one, it would have been just the Shirayama version. Let's do that one real quick.
I still have a lot to do with the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
Convert some stuff over. I think we got one left. Nope, we're full.
Hey, traveler! You're back al-
We'd love to.
No matter what you were able to find, it's all in the past and won't ever change. So I think we'd better chow down first. Besides, if...
Come on, Ryuji, pipe down. Let's hear the traveler.
Okay.
Don't worry. Just tell us.
Alright, Sango is wrong about Heizou. Murder was indeed Shirayama.
Well, what do you know? I suspected that was the case. Please rest in peace, Master Takatsukasa.
No, Impossible! Traveler, are you sure you checked every last file carefully?
Trust me, I did.
Ugh! No, you little... Shikanoing Heizou! You didn't pull any shenanigans on the Traveler, did you?
Songo, no accusations without evidence, remember?
The truth is out and the case is closed, Songo. Please don't send any more of your harassment letters to the Tenryo Commission. Well, I really owe it to you, Traveler. I'll be sure to properly thank you later. Until then, see ya.
Hey! You're not going anywhere!
There's one secret that only we know of. Well, that one was quick. Alright, so there's 2 more. And they both must stem from... here. So, 3 case files. Don't talk about the complete letter, go with the other ones.
Guess we can rest a bit.
So, have you gone through the case files? Is there anything that caught your eye?
Approval letter reply from Heizou talks fraud.
Oh, have they approved it already? Huh. The Tenryo Commission certainly has become more efficient ever since Kujo Kamaji took office.
So, what is Heizou Talks Fraud?
It's an anti-fraud public awareness event. Basically, think of it as a short play about fraud. We'll get a few people to perform an entertaining drama in order to raise public awareness about the issue.
Ooh, so it's a play? Paimon likes the sound of that.
Thought you're really interested in major cases, not petty things like fraud.
Well, see, fraud is a major issue here. You've traveled between different nations. I'm sure Mora isn't really an issue for you. You have to understand that scamming the poor of their money is essentially robbing them of their lives. Left unchecked, the situation could potentially deteriorate into something more... serious.
That makes sense. But will putting on a performance really work?
It's hard to say. Preventing crimes is more difficult than solving them, there's no doubt about that, but prevention is also a more worthwhile cause. Maybe only a small number of people who attend the event will ever actually encounter a scam artist. And even then, of the handful of attendees who encounter said scam artist, I doubt many of them will be able to see through the scammer's ruse. But if even only one person escapes the clutches of a scam artist because of my event, then I'm willing to put on this play for that person.
Alright, count us in! Today we are the anti-fraud messengers!
Great! First, we need 3 actors, 2 to play the scam artists and 1 to play the victim. I already have a couple candidates in mind for the roles of the scam artists, so come with me to the Grand Narukami Shrine.
shrine, are you planning to recruit Miko for your play? She'd be really good at acting.
Well, I guess you'll have to wait and see.
Heizou, what are you doing here, you little brat? Oh, and the Traveler, too. So, I assume you're here to see Lady Yae?
I honestly don't know who we're here to see.
Hey, come on, cuz. Maybe I'm just here to see you.
Don't play your little games with me. If the Traveler isn't looking for Lady Yae, then you must be here looking for Etsu, right?
You still know me best, cuz.
Etsu?
Please wait here. I'll go get her.
Ah, so we're not here to see Miko? Bummer.
I'm flattered, but even if I wanted to, do you really think I could convince Lady Yae to join a little event like mine?
Get the Traveler to ask her next time. He can do it.
You're waiting a little while a young woman approaches.
Well, hello, Detective Heizou. It's been so long since you last came to see me. You know, it's cruel to keep a girl waiting.
Hey, community service isn't all bad, is it? I'm sure it's better than prison, at least.
Prison?
That's right. I was careless and found myself caught up in a case of fraud. Detective Heizou arrested me, and I was sentenced to prison.
For the record, I'm not the one who technically arrested you.
Oh, come now, Detective Heizou. Don't pretend like you don't remember the part you played. You have a cold heart, Detective. Colder than an icicle in the middle of winter. How would those Doshin have nabbed me if you hadn't provided evidence of my involvement and whereabouts, They were so bland and functional. Not like you, Detective. When you took me down, you knew exactly what you were doing.
So, how did you end up here at the shrine?
I'm here doing community service, of course. After all the information Detective Heizou managed to squeeze out of me, he promised to help secure a reduced sentence from the court. But in the end, they hardly reduced my sentence at all. Even after serving a lengthy prison term, I am still required to perform community service. I have to spend the entire day sweeping leaves or wiping floors. Just look at what the work has done to my soft and delicate hands. So, don't believe a word that comes out of his mouth.
I helped you get community service because you were credited with assisting the investigation. But if you find it too exhausting, I can always send you back to prison again.
Oh, come on, Detective Heizou. Now you're just toying with me.
Don't give me that. Listen, I'd like to invite you to the anti-fraud event I mentioned last time. It's tomorrow night, and you'll be a VIP guest. Let's see. Appearing in the event would be equivalent to... 5 days of community service? How does that sound?
Only 5 days? That's hardly anything.
5 days not enough? Okay. How about 4 days?
Hey! That's a day less than what you just promised me, Detective Heizou.
Oh, my mistake. 3 days.
All right, I'll go. Just stop playing with my heart. And may I ask, will they also be coming as a guest tomorrow night?
Hi, I'm Englithria.
No wonder you're treating me so coldly today, Detective Heizou. Looks like you found someone else to keep you company. And what a charmer they are. I get what you see in them. I mean, you'd have to be blind not to.
Etsu, now's not the time. If I hear you talking like that to my friend again, I'll make your community service even more unpleasant than your time in prison.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea they were your friend. Really.
Well, now you do. Just be sure you're ready tomorrow. I'll send you the location, time of the event, and the script, so don't be late. Alright, on to our next candidate. He should be in town right about now. Mr. Iba, how are you doing?
Oh, well, if it isn't Heizou. Thanks to you, I haven't kicked the bucket yet.
Well, it's good to see you're alive. And well.
All right, out with it. I know you wouldn't come see me for nothing.
I see you're still sharp as ever, Mr. Iba. Look, have you had a chance to think about that anti-fraud event I mentioned to you last time?
You can forget it. I'm pushing 71 this year. You think I want to make a fool of myself?
Are you sure? You know, this event is very well funded. And now that the Sakoku decree has been repealed, I heard that your granddaughter Kazumi wants to take the chance to travel. If you participate, she can go without worrying about money at all.
Huh? How did you know? Sure, I paid a hefty fine at the time, but I can still afford her travels.
A hefty fine?
You're Heizou's colleague, aren't you? How haven't you heard about this?
Well, it just so happens that Mr. Iba was a well-known figure in Inazuma back in the day. His Iba Trading Guild was even bigger than the current International Trade Association.
Don't bring it up again. If I hadn't been misled by that foreign merchant, I never would have become a commercial scammer. Fortunately, young Heizou here has some respect for the elderly and applied for a probationary sentence. Otherwise, I don't think I would have ever seen the light of day again.
Well, if Heizou was so good to you, then you should help him out too.
He's not as innocent as he looks, you know. He just knows it's easier to get information when we're chatting outside. Ask him if you don't believe me.
Those are some pretty harsh words, Mr. Iba.
Anyway, I can't help you with that, event or whatever you call it.
Ah, man alive. What should I do now? I already told Kazumi that you'd show up and caution everybody about avoiding fraud. I'm sure it'd be beneficial for everyone, and Kazumi even agreed to come and listen. How can I explain to her that you were too worried about being embarrassed? Oh, she might even think that you feel no remorse at all.
You imbecile! You should have told me about this first!
Come on now. How could I have known that you'd refuse to participate?
Why, you... You sure are a crafty one, just like your father.
So you'll join us?
What choice do I have? Using my granddaughter to force me into some event. People these days.
The world needs you to step up. I will send the time and place of the event as well as the script, so don't forget to prepare.
All right, very well.
Well then, now we only need to find the last person to play the role of the fooled victim. We don't want someone too clever for this role, otherwise they'd see right through this ruse and the drama would come to a grinding halt.
Not too clever. Oh, Paimon knows the perfect candidate.
Arataki numero uno Ida.
Oh yeah, I know that guy. I've seen him in the police station a handful of times, though I've never actually spoken to him before. Do you know where we can find him?
Well, we did just see a file called The Prince of Mischief in Hanamizaka. That's gotta be Ito. He must be in Hanamizaka.
Alright then. To Hanamizaka we go. Oh, but knowing his reputation, I'll need to bring a little something along just to guarantee we can secure his participation. You go ahead. I'll catch up.
Alright. I am actually going to put a cut in the video. I am busy with something else, so I will cut it for now, stop the stream a little bit early. I'm not going to go raid anybody. We'll catch you guys next time, possibly tomorrow, so have a good weekend.